was asking Jaron about P.J. Hall from the first game to the second game, and just what the game plan was to fix what happened the first game.
I mean, we brought some more doubles. We didn't double enough the first game. We tried to front too much the first game, gave him too many angles. We didn't want to front him. We wanted to stay between him and the rim, make him score over somebody. He had the one where he spun baseline and got an angle. It's actually, I think, Grant Nelson's fourth foul. We didn't want him doing that. We wanted to keep a body between him and the rim, make him shoot over us. We knew they would. They shot 18 non-rim twos, so they made 9 of 18. It's pretty good, but we were 1.29 on offense. We were 1.17 on D. So 9 of 18 is just a 1.0, which if that's what they're going to be, even though it's a good percentage from like non-rim twos, it's enough for us to win. We thought our offense would be good enough. So, we kept them from getting downhill, getting angles, brought doubles at appropriate times off appropriate people. We weren't able to do it quite as much as we did with Carolina and Baycott because they didn't have as many non-shooters out there. But we definitely we changed the game plan up from the first time because it wasn't very good the first time. This coaching staff didn't do a very good job getting this team ready. First time, our players weren't tough enough, but the coaching staff needed to do a better job, and we did a better job this time, I thought.
Over there on the left.
Nate. Brian Hamilton from The Athletic. Given your journey, what does this mean to you to be at this point?
It's surreal. You go back 11 years ago, and I won a state championship at Rhyme Hills High back in Detroit area. So it hasn't been that long. And, Bobby Hurley gives me a chance. And obviously the Hurley family's got a lot of respect for high school coaches. Their dad's a Hall of Fame coach. And, I've caught a few breaks, and it's ironic I get to coach against Danny. I don't know if "get's" the correct word because they got a pretty good team, but I'm in the Final Four and I get to go against, Danny, who helped get me in this thing, along with, obviously Bobby's the one who hired me, but two of those guys kind of came into college together and have been great to me the whole time. But, when I was a kid, big basketball fan, I used to, going to date myself a little bit, you had the VHS tapes, so every time I had every one of the shining moments labeled on a VHS tape, so I could go back and watch that thing all summer. Then you start to grow up in the coaching profession and you just want to be at the Final Four, be in the hotel lobby so I can see the big-name coaches that are there. And somehow I caught enough breaks. I'm coaching in one, which is unreal. Give hope to a lot of high school coaches tonight, that's for sure. But I don't know if it's really hit me yet. It probably won't hit me until after the Final Four is over because I'm going to enjoy it tonight a little bit, and then we got to try to figure out how to beat UConn because they're pretty good. They went on a 30-0 run, I heard, tonight. Is that correct? That's unheard of in the Elite Eight. That's crazy. So I think you guys at The Athletic wrote some article about Danny's got the formula figured out. His formula is working pretty well. So I'm going to have to figure out that formula myself here soon.
We'll go to the second row next.
Coach, a little bit of a full circle moment. We were in Birmingham. I asked you about being the 5 seed in the SEC going into the preseason. Obviously underdog going into this, but what did you tell to your players throughout the season to never give up? Because you guys weren't the 1 seed going in and everything like that.
I'm going to be honest. The last time they picked us the 5th best team in the SEC, we won the whole thing. So my plan was to win the whole thing, but it didn't happen. We lost the game against Tennessee at home, which I thought we had a chance to win that. If we'd have won that, we'd have won the SEC again. But they weren't far off because we finished tied for 5th, tied for 2nd, tied for 5th. There was a 4-way tie there. So we ended up with the 3 seed. But, for a team picked 5th, and really we haven't been healthy for a while. Like the last time we were fully healthy, we beat Texas A&M, who's a really good team. They almost beat Houston. When Houston was healthy. We beat them by 25. So this has turned out to be a pretty good team when we were healthy. For us to win these 2 games, to go to a Final Four without Reitzel, who was playing unbelievably well, as good as any guard we have, shows a lot about the character of this team. And Reitzel is as good of an assistant coach as we had on the bench these last 2 games. He's been great. But, this team's come a long ways. The program, the staff, I got 3 brand new assistants. I'm happy for the 3 assistants that left that helped lay this foundation, for other people that have moved on that lay the foundation. To be honest with you, some previous coaches, we walked into a pretty good talent pool. Avery did a pretty good job getting talent here, and we were able to win in our second year with the talent that he had brought in, Herb, Petty, Reese. So you don't want to ignore the fact that a pretty good foundation, Greg Byrne knows what he's doing, gives us everything we need to succeed, and here we are. And school's first ever Final Four. When I got the job, I thought, before I ever took the job, Rick, my agent, and me talked, and he said, "Look, they've got all the resources you need to be able to win at Alabama. If we need to go get this job." So I trust him. He knows what he's doing. They do have all the resources you need to win, and we put together a few good teams. You just got to keep knocking on the door. Last year, number 1 overall seed, we should have been in the Final Four, but it doesn't work that way. Like, the best team doesn't always win because it's a 1-game elimination tournament. You got to be hot at the right time, and we looked like we were not hot at the right time, losing it. What did we lose? 4 of our last 6 or something going into this tournament. But our staff was good. We looked at some other teams that were similar to this. Syracuse did it twice. I called Jim Boeheim on that Sunday, what do we got to do? I talked to him, maybe it was that Saturday. I called Frank Martin. South Carolina made a Final Four run when they weren't hot at the end of the year. I asked him what he did. I tried to pick the brain. I called Coach Saban, what do we got to do? And he kind of gave me the next idea, next. So guys bought in. We can make this run. Other teams have done it. We've got the capability to do it. We got to get back to playing great defense, or get to start to playing great defense. I don't know if back's the correct word. But, we can have the number 1 offense in the country. We had it for a majority of the year. Let's put a top 20 defense together with it, and we can make a Final Four, and I think we've done that.
Front row.
Nate Kelly, Tuscaloosa News. Nate, how do you feel like the run you guys have made, now reaching the Final Four, has vindicated the system that you run?
That's a great question, because a lot of people question, can you win big in March shooting all the threes you shoot? I don't know. How many do we shoot tonight? I don't know. For all the naysayers, is 36 too many? 16 out of 36 ain't bad, though. 48 points from three-point line isn't too bad. So, look, it's not – and here's the thing people don't understand. We're not trying to shoot 53s. We're trying to take the most efficient shots we can. So we were 1.29 today. Our effective field goal percentage was pretty good. We took 2 non-rim twos, all right? We didn't finish at the rim as well as we should have. I thought we blew some easy layups we should have made in the first half. Our analytics company, we've got a third-party analytics company we use. They were here with us for this run. They told me at the half we were winning the game by 11 on expected value, expected points. Just keep doing what we're doing. I told the guys that. Guys, expected value, like we're winning this game by 11. We just got to make they're taking tough shots and happen to be making them. We've got some easy layups and we're missing them. We got to finish at the rim and just keep doing what we're doing. Well, we shot up, made a few threes there in the second half. 10 of 15 in the second half ain't bad. So I think you can win playing this way. They win playing this way in the NBA. We've just proven you can make a Final Four run. And you know what? UConn's a pretty good team, and they play somewhere. Now, they play through the post a lot, but Danny's big on offensive efficiency, playing the right way, getting the right shots. Now, their defense is a lot better than ours. We're going to have to figure out how to beat them. But I think more college teams are starting to play a more efficient style of basketball like we've been playing.
We have time for 2 final questions. Back. Then you.
Hey, Nate, when you share a sports department with the greatest football coach perhaps in college history, I think it's obvious or natural that you might be overshadowed, your team, your program. So what you did here tonight, first I want to ask, how much did that nag at you over the years? And then what your team is able to accomplish tonight forever changes the perception perhaps of your program and the school's basketball program?
Yeah, when I came to Alabama, I knew it was a football school. Like, there's no denying it. But I also, somebody asked me that a couple years ago. I think it's a championship school. There's the whole Mudita thing. Like, I'm going to pick the brain of all the ultra successful coaches throughout the department. And we've got multiple coaches, current coaches that have won national championships, whether it's men's golf, women's golf, softball. And we've got, Sarah Patterson retired from gymnastics. She's a huge basketball fan, has her own season tickets, won multiple national championships in gymnastics. But Coach Saban, I'm a big football fan. I came to Alabama loving the fact that I was going to be able to work in the same athletic department as arguably the best, maybe not even the best football coach, the best coach of any team sports in modern history, whether college sports, anything. And I didn't want to bother him, but I certainly picked his brain when it was appropriate. I went and watched practices. I sat in on staff meetings. I shadowed him for a day. I went on road trips with him to see how they operated. I tried to learn as much as I could. It never nagged me or bothered me that football was huge at Alabama. I loved it. Like, it's better for recruiting. It's better for everything for us. I tried to learn from it, and different people would make comments, football. We're only 18 national championships behind them. We got a few to catch up. So let's just keep grinding. Let's get to a Final Four first, and let's put ourselves on a big stage. So I love the fact that he's still got an office at Bryant Denny. I love the fact he's willing to talk to me. He talked to me before this run, texted me during the run. So before I got the job at Alabama, I've got a schedule, like a practice schedule. I had it in high school, an Excel sheet, and you got different tabs. And quotes is one of the tabs. You go pull quotes up for the day. I had regular quotes, and then I had Saban quotes, and every Saban quote I had was aligned with them. And then I got here, I'm like, should I use them as much as I used to use them? Because he's actually like coaching next door. Is it going to bother our basketball players that I keep using the football coach's quotes? Well, I still use them. They're pretty good. I'm still getting more of them and add them to the list. So it never bothered me. I love the fact we're at a football school, and we're going to try to add another sport to the championship school level because I think we're knocking on the door there.
Final question over here.
Ben Golliver, Washington Post. Just to go back to what you were talking about with modern basketball a minute ago, Clemson's coach came in and said, hey, it looks really pretty if a team like you plays fast, makes a bunch of threes, but it could set up a coach for second guessing if those shots aren't going in. I'm curious, you guys hit your run about 10 minutes in, but let's say that didn't come. Is there ever a moment with your season on the line where you're potentially flinching or thinking about a plan B? And then what's the key to getting your players to stick to the disciplined shot selection when they're not going early? Because it's easy to say, hey, the numbers say this, but it's not as easy if you're feeling a game slipping away.
Yeah, I mean, I don't ever second guess the plan, but the plan does involve, we've got a layup package in there. If we need, like, if the team's going on a run, how do we try to get an easy layup? We've got post-ups. You saw we posted Grant yesterday, posted him today again, got in there, got fouled. Nick got fouled off his post-up. So we've got some different options to get efficient shots. They don't always have to come flying up and down, taking quick threes. So quick threes are efficient if you're from the right shooters. There's other efficient shots too. So we've got different packages to get efficient shots. Look, guys come in the summer, we teach them how to play efficient. We don't eliminate inefficient shots from their arsenal right away. I don't want guys playing second guess themselves. We gradually educate them as to how to be the most efficient player. Brandon Miller became pretty efficient, moved from like projected 23rd pick in the draft to the second pick in the draft. When we got him all summer and fall, over a third of his shots were non-rim twos. By the time we got to conference play, he was 12% of his shots were non-rim twos throughout all of SEC play. He learned how to play efficient and moved his stock way up in the draft. So we'll educate the guys, and they stuck with it. I mean, we were one of two on non-rim twos today. And I'm not telling our guys not to shoot them. We probably shot two appropriate non-rim twos. Aaron was one of two. He's a really good non-rim two shooter, and sometimes it's the appropriate shot. But we do have a package that we can get appropriate shots. We don't want to feast on inefficient shots.
All
Does
right,
that answer the question enough? All right.
We're all set, Coach. Thank you.